everybody, it's Michael Bryson and Greg Ulysse, and we're here for This is Bodybuilding. Had a bit of a hiatus, but we're here to do our preview of the 2022 Arnold Classic that's coming up. Should be a great show, right, Greg?
Oh, it's going to be, in every class, it's a great way to start the season, let's put that on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's sort of like a mini Olympia. When you talk about the two classes that most guys are really super interested in are the men's open and the classic physique classic physique division. And in both of those classes, the only people that are missing really are Mr. Olympia. All the rest of the top guys are there.
Exactly, which proves that there's a lot of depth in both classes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm just going to read off. So some of the guys that are on the current list, I know are not in the show, but I'm going to read the names. I'll read the names that I know are in it. William Bonac, Max Charles, Brandon Curry, Samson Duada. Is that how you say his name?
Dauda, yeah.
Nathan Diasha is not in the show, correct?
No.
We got Reagan Grimes.
Yes.
Steve Kuklow.
Yes.
Cedric McMillan. Is Cedric doing the show?
No, he's not. He's not. Absolutely not. No. He's not doing it.
Fabio Giga Rezende.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Justin Rodriguez. Unfortunately, Mohammed Shaban is out of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Brett Wilkin. And I believe Akeem Williams is out of the show.
He's out.
Yeah. You froze on me, Greg. You're frozen, but I don't know. You can't do anything about that. Your picture's frozen. Yeah, still frozen. So of these guys, I think there's a number of guys who have a chance of winning this show. What's your take on it?
You know what? Even though like the show started with a lot of people, and then at least started to go down like flies left and right, but we're left with a core of 9 guys that are pretty good.
Yeah,
really good. Are really, really good. But probably, I don't know about you, that show comes down to it's Brendan's show to lose. If Brendan comes in remotely, like you look at the Olympia, it's a done deal. I don't care who's behind him. I don't care. Like, basically, you know what? He's, like I was telling you offline, he's at that point in his career, like, you know what? Like I told you before, if your name is not Rami,
you froze on me.
This point, like Jay was, they get okay. Like Jay Ron is, he has that body is so great. He's got, you know what he's doing. Anybody beating him?
You're frozen and it's choppy.
Is it me? Or?
I don't know. To me, you're in one.
Is it on your end or on my end?
Now, do I look fine on your end?
You're good.
You're frozen in space.
Very good.
Now your voice is good, but you're frozen in space.
Very good.
I don't know why. Your picture's just there. But
okay.
we can't do anything about it.
Because I see you very well. You're moving.
Okay. Now you were saying that you think Brandon is sort of in a place where like Jay Cutler was back when he was battling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. He's at that point. And Brandon looks better every year.
Yeah, Brandon,
he improves.
Yes, he does. His legs always were the weakest point of him, but they continue to improve every show. Even though it's slight improvements, really, he doesn't need huge improvements at this point, I don't think, in terms of his legs. I think he's got to be considered on paper for sure. The guy to beat. He's the highest ranked competitor in the show, placing second at the Olympia the last 2 years, and the year before that being Mr. Olympia. And the last time he and William Bonac, who was a 2-time Arnold Classic champion. The last time that they faced each other on the Arnold Classic stage, Brandon won with William placing second. William is the highest ranked guy other than Brandon in this show. What do you think? Where do you see William placing?
William. You know what? William, like at the Olympia, was a good showing, but not as good as William can be. Now that he's hooked up with Chad, things should be probably better. Because if we get the William we got 2 years ago, it's a battle between him and Brandon. Because when William is on, he's one of the top in the world. I mean, not too many guys can beat that guy at that level. Um, I believe that he's gonna do good. It's gonna be hard to be second. He can do second, depending how he comes in. But it's a hard show. I mean, he's not a shoe-in, but it's in my book, it's gonna be top three for sure, unless something really bad happens. But you don't know because in that show, you have athletes in there that do look great and that are like etching and getting to that next phase. Like the
Right.
guys we talk after. Yeah.
Yeah, I think William. So in 2019, when he placed second to Brandon he placed second to him at both at the Arnold Classic and at the Olympia, but at the Arnold Classic, I actually had William winning the show slightly. They both had their strengths, but being up close, like the density that William had, the completeness with his legs being as great as his upper body, I just had him edging out Brandon by a slight margin, but I didn't have a problem with Brandon winning. I can understand how he could because he's got that tremendous aesthetic quality. But William, after then, I think he injured his leg, and we haven't quite seen that William Bonac back on stage. You've seen good versions of him, very good versions, but not that sort of world-beating conqueror.
Yeah. Conqueror, exactly.
Yeah, that we've seen before. If he has that back, I'm going to say it. William Bonac could win this show. But I would say that on paper, the favorite to win is Brandon. And there's guys such as, Brett Wilkin, Steve Kuklow, Reagan Grimes. These are guys who, depending on what they bring, could displace William quite a bit.
Yes, they can. Exactly, to that point. Because you know what? But now basically his fate is in his hands. If he comes in and you know what, Chad doesn't miss people that much. He doesn't do it. So you know what? He has a great athlete and he has a great coach now. Even though his coaches were great before, we're probably with this new coach, renewed confidence, probably, you know what? That can play a lot in that thing. And you know what? If William comes in like we know can come in, we're gonna have a great show, a very, very, very good show.
Oh, it's gonna be super, super great. I mean, talking about Chad, arguably the greatest guru of them all, with so many Olympia champions, and people like Flex Wheeler, who he took to the Arnold Classic 4 times, and he's just one of the greatest coaches ever. Yeah. It did take Chad and Rami one show to kind of learn each other. If you remember his first Arnold Classic with Chad,
yeah.
He wasn't quite there. He was much better at the evening show, but who knows? William's a different athlete though than
for sure,
Rami.
For sure.
And there's a good chance he could be amazing. But I'm saying if he is not if he has not improved, but if we see improvements in guys like Brett, Steve Kuklow, and in my opinion, Reagan Grimes, they could all possibly displace him.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. It kind of comes down to improvement. If he can improve, the thing is, can he improve that much? I don't know. But if he comes in the way he comes in, I will say something. Even if the other guys improved, are their improvement enough to beat 100%? William, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I agree with you. Yes. Yeah. If William is William of old, then he's either first or second in the
For
show,
sure. For
and
sure.
probably second. But talking about the guys who I think are really people to watch in the show, and there's so many names that really, there's not many names in the show, but there's a lot who are vying for top places.
Yeah.
Guys like Brett Wilkin. Last year we saw him just blew people's minds. He came very, very, very close to beating Hunter, in my opinion, at the Chicago. Pro. Yeah. It was a very close show. And Matt Jansen and he have just made leaps and bounds. Every time you see Brett, he's added muscle, he's added quality. His balance is there. There's nothing that's really missing. He wanted to bring his arms up a bit. I know probably has, because he seems to make improvements every time we see him.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny you said it, because I remember Brett, the first time I saw him was in Toronto. He did the 212. And I remember he had, probably don't remember, I remember he had blue trunks. I remember that because I saw him backstage. And back then, I was already like, oh my God, that guy looks good. He looked amazing at that show. I think he got 6 at that show in Toronto, the 212. And when I see him now, like you said, he has made crazy improvements, and a lot of people are behind him. Now, like I was saying to other people, that's his first real test, I would say, in the open, even though Andrew beat him was good. But to have a field of people like that, it's his first time. So we're really going to see how good he really is, because he's good. But how good is he, we'll see from there. But he looks great. I mean, Matt did a great job with him.
Matt's another one of the top gurus. It's undeniable at this point what he can do. Steve Kuklow is someone, he is looking crazy. I think he could be very dangerous in the show. I know there was a lot of drama in his life of late that, honestly, I think he came out on the positive side. He seems happier, freer, and stronger than ever. That I know he's coming in, I think, 12 pounds lighter, or that was his goal, to come in 12 pounds lighter than he did at the Arnold last year, and the Texas Pro. If he is sharp, he's another guy who's pretty complete. His back has made improvements. It depends on how everybody else comes in. He could do something really great this time.
You know what? Steve is the tallest of all the guys. He's probably going to be the biggest on stage.
Probably, yeah.
Last year, Steve got third, and arguably got second. To me, Steve is someone that could go up as high as second place.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Steve is big. He's in shape. He's wide. He doesn't have a lot of he has no weak points. I mean, if he comes in lighter, it will probably make him look sharper, and probably that's what he needed. Because I
think from the back, I think that's what he needs. I think he needs the sharpness, the detail, because it's there. And he's got the width. No one's going to match his shoulder to shoulder width,
except probably Justin.
Yeah.
But besides that, then he is bigger than Justin.
Yeah,
he has bigger legs than Justin. So right from there, so from that point, Steve has a lot of tools.
He does.
That a lot of guys that can get. And you know what? Steve has always done well at the Arnold. Always.
Yes, he has. Yep.
Always.
Last year, I thought he was going to be second. I was watching from home, and it just seemed like he was second. But at the Texas Pro, which I was at, I had him winning that show at first at prejudging, but then finals.
Okay.
Ian just has a way of sharpening up as he's going along. Like, he just got harder and harder, and Steve kind of went the opposite direction, just slightly. So if that happened at the Arnold Classic, I can understand how it could have gone the way it did. But yeah, he could do as high as second. I mean, hey, if Brandon comes in off too, who knows what? A lot of these guys, there's big chances for. I think Reagan Grimes is another guy who could do exceptionally well working with Milos.
Yes, you know what? Reagan had a resurgence after the Olympia.
Yeah.
When he did the Legions Cup, he did the Egypt show, and he won it. You know, and he has that tendency, basically, of getting his qualification at the end of the year, like he did the years before. Hooking up with Milos probably was the best thing he did for his career.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Now we'll see because now they have more time to work together. We'll see exactly what they're going to present. And you know what? He could surprise people. I don't see him winning the show for sure. I don't see Reagan in the top three for myself. I don't see it. He's not there yet. But
Right.
Reagan is hitching closer to that point, which is a good thing.
I agree with you. What do you think about, so like you've mentioned Justin already, Justin Rodriguez. What are your thoughts on his chances?
Oh my God. Okay. Justin. Okay. If there's a sleeper, it's him. This guy comes in and people see him online and sometimes doesn't look ready, but this year he is ready. And he looks good now. He looks very good. Justin can be trouble for everybody because he's wide. His front double bicep is amazing. His back double is amazing. The legs are not as bad as people think they are. Their legs are pretty good. They're good. And I'm telling you, I mean, honest to God, Justin can hang with all these guys, all of them, and William included, all of them. So, I mean, if I'm Justin, come in at your best that you can, and you will get for sure, for sure. For the last 2 or 3 years, Justin has been really consistent. When you see him on stage, you know what to expect now. And that's very good. And he finished ninth at the Olympia. He's going to be very good.
Yeah, I agree with you. What do you think about Samson?
Samson, you know what? Made great progress. His physique is amazing. I mean, the shape and everything. I mean, okay, of all the guys, I would say he compares well with Brandon in the side of shape and everything. Obviously, he doesn't have Brandon's density and all that. If he can only get more back thickness, he will do extremely well. He's going to be good at the show because now, he's confident. You know what? Because I said to one of my friends, this guy can do good the week after in Boston. With all these guys might not do it, he might do good in Boston the week after.
Yeah, I think that he is going to be all the guys that we've mentioned so far. I think those will be the top placers in some order.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. I do 10%.
I know there's only 9 guys in the show, but I think everyone's going to benefit from this show and who make the top 5 or 6 even though that's not many guys. If you're placing in the top 6, if you're 6, you're 2/3 of the way down to the bottom, but you're going to be standing next to some really, really top notch.
Yeah.
And if all of these guys can bring their best and they compare well with people like Brandon Curry, Steve Kuklow, William Bonac, if you compare well with these guys, even it's going to do something for your brand. It's going to give you out going through into the season and towards the Olympia. If you had to pick a top 5, who would it be?
Okay. Before my pick, the thing is,
put it in order, or you don't have to.
Okay, you know what? I'll do. But having a show with like only 9 athletes, they're gonna get a real good view by the judges. And for the first time, certain guys will be able to stand next to people that probably they could never stand next to, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So let's say, because Brett will probably stand next to William and Brandon. Then you really know what you need to get to that point, or if you're there. That's the great thing about a show like that. Steve is gonna. I can see it right now. I hope these guys are ready because Steve is gonna make him work. They're gonna pose.
Yes.
They're gonna pose. They're gonna pose. Whatever. So they better start practicing. They're gonna pose. Um, if I have to take a top five out of like real like that, I would say, and that's the order. I would say Brendan, William, Justin, Steve, and Brett.
Okay. Okay. And that's the order you think?
Not the order. Okay, in
No, not
order.
order.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, order.
You don't need
Okay,
to
I'll
put them
go.
in order if
Okay,
you don't want to.
right.
It's a hard
Let
one.
me try. I'll try. Even though you know what, I'll do it because know what? Because I'm not gonna be that off. I think unless someone really fucks up now. Um, I got Brendan winning. Uh, you'd be surprised. I got Steve second.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, okay.
You know why? And I tell you why. Because in my mind, they owe him one from last year.
He what?
They owe him one. He got second. He got third last year. So he's itching. But that's not even. I got William third.
Okay.
Okay. I got Brett fourth and Justin fifth.
Okay. That's interesting. I'm just gonna go down this line and pick the guys who I
Okay.
have in my top five. But then I'll put them in
Yeah,
order.
yeah.
William, Brandon,
Yes.
I'm gonna say Reagan,
Oh.
Steve, and Brett. Those are my top five.
Oh. Okay.
I have
Okay.
Justin sixth.
Six. Oh. Okay.
That's
Okay.
not to say I'm right, because he's excellent, and who
Yeah.
knows what's going to happen. I'm just trying to predict. I think, yes, on paper, and I think Brandon Curry's got to be considered the favorite to win. First, I just want to say I think he's got an amazing physique. His upper body is phenomenal. If he is sharp, he comes in sharp. He needs. I don't want to say he needs to come in this way or that way, because he's obviously doing well coming in as he's coming in. But I would love to see him come in just a little sharper than we've ever seen him come before. And it would just be like, wow, this guy could be Mr. Olympia again.
You know
but
what?
I think,
If he does that, yeah, it could be excellent. Yeah. Because
yeah,
I still believe in my mind that he can regain that title.
I had him winning last year.
Yeah, me too.
I thought everyone looked. I thought the top three were great. I didn't agree with who was in fourth. I had
Nick Ford probably. Yeah, Nick Ford.
Nick fourth, and I had William fifth, honestly, and I had Hunter sixth, if I was to be
Okay.
honest. But I had Brandon winning by a little bit last year. I think he looked phenomenal, and I still think he can win the Olympia, and it wouldn't be a shock, I don't think. But I think he's the favorite. I would say he's my favorite to win this show. Second place is a place that the rest of these guys are. It's like it could be William, Steve, or Brett. That's going to be my top four,
Okay.
and I just can't pick the order of them. But in fifth, I have Reagan Grimes. So fifth is Reagan, first is Brandon, and in between there, in any order,
That can. Okay.
yeah, William, Brett, Steve Kuklow. That's how I have
And
it.
you know what? If Reagan cracks the top five, it's huge. That's a huge feather in his cap. That's huge. I mean, you're fifth with guys like that in front of you. That's huge.
I just see him as more complete than I like his flow better than I like Justin's flow. I mean,
Yes,
Reagan,
you're right. He flows better. You're right.
Beautiful
Absolutely, he flows better. Correct.
I would just like his arms to be a little better. He's been concentrating on them as much as he can to make his biceps bigger in proportion. It's tough, but I just prefer his physique over Justin's.
Yeah, you know what? On that part, you're right. He flows better. But in my sense, you know what? Justin has that. You look at him because of his width. You get hooked on the width.
Tons of muscle in the upper body.
Tons of muscle. But you're right. Reagan. But they're so close that even though, let's say we're wrong, we're not going to be wrong by much.
Exactly. Yeah. They're very different physiques, both
Very
very
different.
good.
Yeah.
So let's move on to classic physique.
Oh, classic. Yes.
I think the show is going to be phenomenal. And honestly, if this contest was only men's open and classic physique, I would be willing to pay twice the stream just to see
Oh,
the show.
for sure.
I'm going to go down the list of names. I'm probably going to mispronounce some, but
Okay.
we have Brian, Michael Dabu,
Yes.
heart killing his name, amazing physique. Urs Kalinski, how do you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
Peter Mullener, Terence Ruffin, Ramon, who I'm just going to call Ramon Dino because I can't pronounce his last name here, and he goes by Ramon Dino on Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
Darwin Uribe, Lenny Wicks, and Divine Wilson. Some pretty major names in this show.
Yeah.
You have the top 5 of the Olympia, except for Mr. Olympia. You have Terence Ruffin, Brian, Urs, and Ramon. They were 2nd through 5th at the Olympia, and I think they are going to be the top 4 of the show in some order.
I believe that. Yeah, I believe that.
If I was to pick the other members of the top 6, I like Michael Daboul. I'm pronouncing his name totally wrong, but he's got a really nice aesthetic physique, another taller guy. I think he will do very well. And then there's Peter Mullener and Divine Wilson, who I think those guys are all going to be vying for top places.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Like I was telling you offline, you know what? That classic show was already good. And then when Urs put his pictures up on Monday, it went from good to extremely good. Okay?
Yeah.
Because you know what? People were going, he didn't put pictures up and blah, 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 blah. And now by doing that, now people are looking at him. And you know what? I saw me at the Olympia last year. And this guy has all the tools to go very, 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 very far.
Yes. He has everything even beyond physique. He's got presentation.
He has the look.
He's got charisma, good-looking guy. He's got it all. He could be the next face of the sport, of the division, past Chris Bumstead. Now, I don't know if we're going to see him beat Chris Bumstead this year or next year, or ever. But he could do something spectacular this week.
And you know what? Basically, like we were saying before, I always said that classic would end up being a tall man's class.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing that. Terence is so good because of how he flows and all that. But now we're getting into that essence. You have Ramon and you have Urs. These guys are taller and, like they're broad and all that. And now I still see Terence winning. But I'm telling you, the star of that show might end up being Urs.
I can see that happening. Yes.
Yeah. They're gonna talk about him.
Terence, he's the way his proportions are. When he's by himself, he's like a tall man. Like he flows so nice, and his proportions and symmetry are perfect. He's brought up all his weak points. He doesn't really have them anymore. His arms could probably be a little bigger still. I just like big arms, especially in classic physique.
Yeah.
Reminds me of guys like Oliva, Schwarzenegger,
and Lou Ferrigno,
big arms for the tiny waist. I think Terence will probably win the show. But I think Breon Ainsley and Urs are going to be right there nipping at his heels.
Okay. You know what? Breon is deceiving because now Breon looks very good. I mean, the detail that he shows in his physique. Like he's able, you know what? Even though his weight cap is very, very much done, um, his body flows so well now. And even with that, he has more detail in his physique. Uh, I'm not selling Breon short, that's for sure.
I sat in the front row at the Arnold, no, it's at the Olympia last year, um, right behind the judges, and
Okay.
watching Chris, Terence, and Breon. Those three guys were all so amazing. Like Breon, if they had put it in any other order, I would have been. If they had said Breon was Mr. Olympia last year, I may have been like, oh wow, that's it. Okay, cool. Like you know what I mean? Like he was not far off. All those guys were just so good.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I find him more complete of a bodybuilder than Terence in a way, and that he's got the big arms, he's got
yeah.
density everywhere. Terence has got probably a little nicer V to
Yeah,
hit.
V taper. Yeah.
Um, I'm going to say I would pick Terence to win, but Breon and Urs, they'll be the top three, in my opinion. In which order, I don't know. And I think Ramon will be fourth. Ramon, too, is a guy who I think could be a future Olympia champion in the classic division. He has got lots of tools. His arms are phenomenal. Lots of tools to him. He's another tall guy.
Yeah, tall guy. Yeah.
Great muscle bellies. Might be my favorite muscle bellies, him and Breon in the show. Just the shape of their muscle bellies. Yeah, that's my top four.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not a bad top four. It's a very good top four, by the way. There. And it's like in open. You know what? That show can go either way. That show can go. And you know what the thing is? They're judging the posing round, so it might end up being that also. But all these guys know how to pose, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think Terence is the best posing artist
yeah.
for today, but certainly can't say anything bad about Breon.
No.
Urs put on a great show. It was entertaining. He did classical posing and he did pop and lock.
Yeah.
He was like Chris Cormier or something like that, where he could do it all.
Yeah. Back to the yeah. And you know what? It's gonna be it's hard. It's hard. Like if you're telling me now I got a top four in my head, top four, top five, but placing is hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
It's hard. It's hard. You know what? And yeah. I will even say it's a bit harder than open because it can go either way. Are they going to go with the tall guys or go back with Terence?
Right.
You know?
This is something, too, that I think is going to be interesting come the Olympia time, because Olympia is further away this year. You know, it's in December. So even once the show is done next week, these guys are going to have time to make improvements.
Yeah,
and by the time December comes along and you see Ramon and Urs again next to Chris Bumstead, will their maturity over last year be enough to make them be in the top three? Even it'll be very interesting to see.
Because know what the thing is, Urs and Ramon compare well because of the height.
Yeah,
and I do believe that height at one point will be a factor because there's too many guys with height now, and we haven't talked about Logan Frank, who's not doing the show, but guys like that are tall, you know.
Yeah.
So it's gonna end up being that. But in this show, I'm happy we have such talent because it shows that there's a lot of depth in that class, and every year we've been seeing the same thing every year. That class gets better and better and better and better. 2 years ago, there was no Urs. We're talking about Steve Loris and all that, and now we're talking about that guy. So it's amazing.
Really, it's totally like the landscape has changed quite a bit.
Oh, quick.
A few years ago, George Peterson was winning the show.
Yeah, exactly. True. Yeah.
Of course, he's left us completely, but he left that division too. So
yeah.
it's totally a different landscape than it was, say, 2019. So it'll be very. I think Divine Wilson is could be the 5th place this year. It's going to be between him.
You know
and
what? Divine Peter Mullener is good, and
he
Peter Mullener.
is. Peter Mullener
Peter's
is good.
Yeah,
he could. I don't know. That's my
Peter.
top. That's probably my top 6 would be with Peter and Divine. But this guy Michael is also very good. I'm going to do a post on him later on today and show some pictures of him. He's pretty impressive. It's going to be a really good show.
Okay. Oh my God, bro, that show is amazing from top to bottom.
Yeah. Men's Physique, I don't really know enough about these guys that are in the show because I don't think Andre isn't doing the show.
No, it's not. It's not. Surprising. He's not doing the show. Surprising.
And neither is Raymond or
Raymond.
Brandon.
No.
Yeah,
A lot of you guys. I mean, because I know Diego. That I know because I saw him at the Olympia last year. He looked amazing.
Yeah, Diego's very good.
Very good. Very good. Very good. He looks like body wise like Podvin a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss Potvin. I want him to. I think he's going to be doing Classic when he comes back.
Yeah, I know. But do you see him doing Classic? I don't know.
He wants to do it. He's got to bring his legs.
I know.
He's got a tremendous upper body, though. His chest and arms are great.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, ready to move on to fitness? Okay.
Yes, I'm good. Go ahead.
Fitness. So this show is, again, stacked with some of the best. It has the girls who I think are the 3 best in the world right now, although they did not place top 3. Go ahead. Do you need to do something? You're good?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
It has the 3 girls who I think are the 3 best in the world right now, even though they weren't placed the top 3 last year at the Olympia. But I'll name all the names here.
Okay.
Jaclyn Baker, Amanda Ciani, Kate Arrington, Ariel Kadar, Sarah Kovach, Allison Kramer, Nina Padulanti, I don't know.
Yep.
Sorry. Missy Truscott.
Yes.
Erika Tiergal and Tamara Vaughn. I'm just going to say right away, I think the top 3 will be Missy, Ariel, and Jaclyn Baker.
I think so too. I mean, yeah. And you know what? I saw Ariel. She looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, like physique, she looks very good. Very good.
She's got amazing muscle bellies, like nice roundness to her muscles. She's a beautiful girl. And I think she is going to be the top threat to Missy. Missy is the reigning, defending Fitness Miss International. She's won Miss Olympia before. I think I would consider Missy my favorite to win.
I believe that too. I mean, you know what? She's going to redeem from the Olympia.
What's that?
I was surprised. I said she's going to redeem from the Olympia because I thought when I mean, you know what? I think, you know what? Missy has that. You know, she's complete. The body, the routines, you know, and she embodies both so well.
I was super shocked that she did not win the Olympia last year. I don't see any way that I don't know how she didn't win that. Her routine was just crazy, and her physique was by far the best on the stage. So
for sure.
I don't understand that. And I've always thought that division, they give gifts to, like, I don't want to say old timers because you don't want to call women old timers. Like the veterans, they favor the veterans in that division for some reason, more so than elsewhere. I mean, I think Oksana is the greatest fitness competitor and champion of Ms. Olympia of all time, and I don't think anything's ever going to change that for me because she was so when she was at her best, just so far ahead of everyone, and the creativity of her routines, just she was moving. But she's not the Oksana of 2015 or 2014. You know, she's a different Oksana now. And I did not have her in my top three at the Olympia, and I didn't think Whitney Jones was she wasn't in my top three, but she won the show. And I'm not taking anything away from Whitney. She's an amazing competitor. Her physique was very good. Her routine was good, but it wasn't her best, and it wasn't the best in the show. And she's phenomenal that she comes back. Injuries, she's a battle, worn warrior every year and does amazing stuff. But a lot of these girls are injured too. We just don't hear about it as much. But they what they do is far more taxing on their bodies than what even men's bodybuilders do.
Oh, no. You know what? Like I say a lot of times, it is the most demanding division of all.
Yeah.
Because you have to show a body, and you have to show a body with a percentage of body fat really, really low, and to perform.
Yes.
Which is amazing. And you have to perform at a high level because you have certain skills, you have like leaps, and I don't know. I mean, and that's why it's so demanding. That's why the careers are not so long. It's so because it's very hard body, very hard. So so it's very taxing.
The girls these days too are like Missy and Ariel are bringing in physiques that are just on another level. Like
bigger, more muscular.
Yeah. Jaclyn Baker, I have her in my top three. She's also just continuously improving her physique. She has I would say genetically speaking isn't the most gifted of the girls. She's a little shorter than some, and a little wider waist, but she has shaped her physique very, very well. And I think her routines are always amongst the best. Another one she's got professional dance background, and she can move you with her performances. I would other people who I kind of think are going to be in the top five. I like Sarah Kovach a lot. She's very, very good. And probably Aruki Tirgal. I'm pronouncing her name wrong. Showing her from being from America right now. She has an American flag next to her name, but I think she's from either Russia or Ukraine or someplace like that initially. Her routines, she kind of reminds me of Oksana. She does some more artistic stuff. But I'm going to go with Missy, Ariel, and Jaclyn Baker as my top three.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think Missy's gonna redeem herself and win that show. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But even though, you know what? Even though with what happened at the Olympia, which surprised me like you, I was shocked last year. I was like, what? But I think Missy's gonna have that one.
Yeah. I've never been more dumbfounded at a result of a show. I don't think.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So then there's Figure. Figure has also got a great lineup. I'm going to kill these names, so I'm not going to mention them all. But I am going to say Sydney Gillen, the greatest of all time. Sydney Gillen is in the show.
Yeah.
It's hers it's her show, I believe.
Yes, but you know what? At the Olympia last year, she got a tough battle last year.
She did. And the girl...
tough battle last year.
Yeah, Natalia Soltero.
Yes, Soltero. Yes.
Who I think won Miss International in the past.
Yes, she did.
Placed second to Sydney in a very, very close contest.
It was close.
It was close.
I love Cindy. I'm a Cindy fan. Love the physique. Love the body. I think she will win, but it's not.
Oh, you froze. You froze up again. Sorry. Yeah, you froze and your voice is gone now. Yeah, I think it was a very close show between those two last year. There's no telling what's going to happen this time around. Also, Jessica Padilla, another very, very good competitor. And Nicole, lost you completely. Come on back to me, Greg. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now I got your voice.
I can't see you. You're good?
Yeah, you're frozen. Okay, now you're moving, but it's still choppy, but that's okay. We'll work through it.
Okay.
Your voice is fine. Your voice is perfect.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good.
Yeah, so I think Sydney is going to be challenged pretty strongly by Natalia. Also, yes. Jessica Reyes Padilla, very good competitor. Amazing.
That's a given. Always.
Also, Nicole Zenobia Graham in the show. She's also excellent. Her actual figure isn't as. She's got great muscle bellies, but I think the other three that I've mentioned will probably beat her. But
yeah, a little more going.
Yeah. And those would be really my top four. The rest of these girls are all, I mean, there's some other big names in here too, but I think my top four are possibly in this order. Sid, Natalia, Jessica, and Nicole, World of Zenobia Graham. That's my top four. What do you think? You think that's about right? You're frozen.
I got that one right. Cindy, what? I frozen again.
Hello. You're good now, I think.
Yeah, you hear me good?
Your voice is fine.
Hello.
Frozen.
Good?
Yeah.
I got Cindy winning.
Yeah.
Okay, I got Cindy winning. But you know what? It's not going to be a cakewalk. That's for sure, ever. Because, no. After what I saw at the Olympia, it's going to be a battle.
Yeah, I think she just needed to be a little sharper last year to nail, to make it be like, bam.
Make it bad.
You know? And I think if she is for this show, and she probably will be, she's forever going to have to be considered until someone wins 5 straight Olympias. She's the greatest of all time in this division. And
that's going to be hard. 5 straight is going to be hard.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Let's move on to bikini. Bikini, not on this list. Excuse me, but I know she's added into the show is Laura Lee, who could possibly win the show. Also in the show, Maureen Blanquisco, Lauren Dana Miller. She's good. I'm mispronouncing her last name. She's very good. Lissa Fatchin. Man, I'm killing names. Phoebe Hagen, Ashley Kaltwasser, Jordan Lee.
Yes.
Lucia Malaves.
Yes.
Isa Pacini, Danielle Phelps, and Allison Tetsu.
Okay.
Already, I can just say that it's got 3 of the very best in the world and in the history of the division.
Ashley, Pacini, and Laura Lee.
Yeah, that's my top 3.
I mean,
it could be that order.
In my mind. In my mind right away. Laura Lee looks good. I saw she's ripped for bikini. It's hard to say.
She's amazing. She's probably going to win, but I mean, it's hard to say because
it's hard to say. Bikini.
Ashley is amazing, and so is Isa Pacini. I thought when Isa first won the Olympia, no one was ever going to beat her. If she replicated that physique every show, she'd be really hard to beat. But those three that's my top three, and it could
Yeah,
go
yeah, yeah.
any which way.
Because Laura Lee got second at the Olympia.
Yeah.
Ashley won so many shows.
Ashley
Pacini won the
won
Olympia.
this show in the past. Did Laura Lee
Yeah, she
ever
did.
win this show?
I was asking that question at one point. Did she?
I can't remember.
I can't remember that one. I'm gonna check. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if she did.
I don't
think
know.
she did.
I can't remember.
I got Janet did, but I'm thinking.
Janet did.
I'm
she
thinking,
might not have won it because Janet's
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
But that's my top three.
One.
That's my top three, and it could be any order. Yeah, that's all I got for that, really.
Yeah, really. That's the top three I have. I mean, Pacini, and yeah, for sure. You know, and Laura Lee, like, she got second at the Olympia next to Jennifer, and that was close.
I actually had her. It could have gone anyway, but they were both amazing. The top four of that was Ashley third at the Olympia. I lost you again. Yeah, but they're all amazing. Wellness, I really don't know enough to talk about, so I won't. Other than I'm going to predict for Sonny Andrews, Dr. Sonny Andrews will win the show. That's my prediction. Greg, I've lost you completely. Well, we'll continue without Greg for now. Yep, let's see what happens. Moving on to the Arnold Wheelchair division. In wheelchair, there is Gabrielle Andreulli, who is phenomenal. Anand Arnold, Bradley Betts, Adolfo Cerami Jr., Harold Kelly, who is the reigning, I think he's won this title 5 times. Let's see here. Greg's joining me again. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I can hear you too, but you froze up again. It's weird. I don't know what the connection is bad. I'm just talking about mentioning the names of everyone that's in the wheelchair division. Gabrielle Andreulli, Anand Arnold, Bradley Betts, Adolfo Cerami, Harold Kelly, and Tony Kodaruki. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm sorry. He's great competitors, always comes in shredded. Chad McCary, Daniel Minster, and Johnny Quinn. Harold Kelly, 5-time reigning Arnold Classic champion, 4-time Mr. Olympia in wheelchair. Let's see what's going on here. Hello?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
5-time, Jang. 5-time. King Kong Kelly.
Yeah, Harold Kelly. I think he's going to be really hard to beat. He's always hard to beat. Some of these guys come in a little sharper than him sometimes. Like Anthony, I'm going to pronounce I can't pronounce his last name. Anthony always comes in more shredded than him, but he's just got that great shape. Amazing arms on Harold Kelly.
Yeah, shape and size. Big arms.
Yeah, he's got an upper body, of course, that's like guys in classic physique are that size. I would love to have. Yes, he's impressive. And then Gabrielle Andreulli placed second to him in the past. I think he's going to play second in the show again.
Yeah.
And then guys like then my top 5 are those two: Harold, Gabrielle, Anthony. Then I have Chad McGarry, who came in very shredded at the Olympia, and then Bradley Betts is my 5th, or possibly Adolfo. I don't know. It's going to be a good show. these guys are always, they bring their best always. And, but Harold is just, to me,
Harold is he's just winning all the time.
he's the Ronnie Coleman of
Right,
wheelchair.
exactly. I was about to say that.
Yeah. So that's it really for the divisions. I think it's going to be a really good show.
Did you get the streaming?
No, I got to do it.
Okay.
I'll do that today. I'll order it.
Okay.
It's going to be hard for me, honestly, to watch both days. I hopefully I can watch, if I get the streaming, can I watch it later
I
in
have
the
no
day?
idea. I don't know.
Because there's been times when you could do that. Because I'm
Yeah.
working during the day on Friday and Saturday. I could call out on Saturday, but I just I'm hoping that I can.
I'm not sure.
Hoping I can.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's a replay. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm not sure. Yeah, bro. You know what? I gotta go to work because I got client now.
You got to make money, man. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me, Greg.
Bro,
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. Everybody, Greg Ulysse, Michael Bryson, this is Bodybuilding. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Ciao. Bye.
Ciao.